8 unnamed women that are talked about in the Bible but never given names. So we kind of figured that kind of fits the theme of Undiscovered.
Okay, so she was just Noah's wife.
She could have been anyone.
She was just a teenager.
She was just being polite.
She was just a bit scared.
She was just the vicar's wife.
She was just getting dressed.
She had just had enough.
She was just Noah's wife. One of the last 2 to climb on the boat, woman. 5 letters to 5 nimble fingers. 1 finger bearing a ring, but all 10 helping pull lambs into life, feeding rope to sails, comforting creatures as waves crashed them about. Behind every great man is a woman with a mop and bucket who, after 12 months being a cleaner, thought, fuck it, and went and picked an olive branch and gave it to the doves.
She could have been anyone, but she found herself on the city walls caught between 2 men's swords. Woman. A word that sits on men's tongues in contempt, but whose words weave olive branches across high walls. Learned from a young age how to pick words like the sweetest of berries to avoid the storms of men's egos. A wise woman, considered wise just this one time, the arcane knowledge of women's survival happened to coincide with the wishes of men.
She was just a teenager. Went down to wash and plucked Moses from the water, woman, mother, daughter, always the jewel in a man's crown, a glimmer in the peripheral vision of her son's success, reduced to dress and breasts, to sit and hear her dad complain of her rebellious nature, while she defied his genocide of Hebrews over dinner, who would suspect the Pharaoh's own daughter.
She was just being polite. When this rich guy waltzed into her life and offered money, jewellery and holidays to become his 701st wife. Woman, paid for with promises that sound like threats, whose sex can be bought for by a life in court or a drink or a kind word. He only let her go when she told him of her shepherd lover. A woman can't be bought if she belongs to another.
She was just a bit of scared, dancing for the king, entrancing with every swing of her hips, when from Herod's lips came the word woman. A trap when she wants to be a person until she is a virgin or a version of your fantasy. My kingdom for a kiss, anything you like, and if you don't agree, I'll tell everyone you're a dyke. He promised the earth to get her into bed, but when she served revenge cold, it was John the Baptist's head.
She was just the vicar's wife, stood her ground on her wedding day to keep her own name. Woman, made all the same by those tired terms of endearment. Duck, lovey, dear babe, she wanted them to choke out on her own name. Darling, love, sweetheart, baby. Name omitted, stolen from history. The author is not unknown. She's just stuck cooking dinner at home.
She was just getting dressed when men slithered her out before Jesus to declare her an adulterous woman. A blank page to be filled with men's good deeds. An empty wardrobe to hang your sins. Find her devoid of honour for expressing pleasure. Woman. Should only be hit with rocks and never wield them. Should only succumb to wishes and never shield them. Let him who is without sin cast the first stone. Find in your fist it is a woman you have thrown.
She had just had enough. Picked up the millstone weighing heavy on her neck and threw it, hitting him square on the head. Women have been throwing stones and starting riots since 12th century BC. Pebbles and paving slabs feel familiar in our hands, taking aim at men who take us for footnotes to their stories as plunder to their glory. Women didn't start your wars, didn't fight in them, but by God and the small hard stones in our hands we will finish them.
She was just Noah's wife.
She could have been anyone.
She was just a teenager.
She was just being polite.
She was just a bit of scared.
She was just the vicar's wife.
She was just getting dressed.
She had just had enough.
Thank you.